From the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Now on KPIX 5 and streaming on CBS News Bay Area, the president taking Earth Day action to protect forests. Details on the administration's climate change order. Good afternoon. I'm Amanda Starantino. More on this Earth Day in a second, but first, taking a look outside on this Friday. Chances of rain are going away for the weekend. First Alert meteorologist Darren Peck now with your First Alert weather forecast. I keep looking at the screen because it looks so nice out there, Darren.
It does. That's the view from the mountains on the west side of the Santa Clara Valley.
So green.
Right
Love
off
it.
like Skyline Boulevard up there. Here's the view from the top of the Salesforce Tower, and it's a time lapse of the last hour. Watch the clouds just kind of bubbling out there. None of them are growing too tall. We've lost the majority of the energy that we had yesterday. So this is going to be a great cloud watching afternoon. You're going to get some nice puffy cotton ball cumulus clouds, but there's very little to show for it in terms of any radar being read on First Alert Doppler. The showers down along the south have just kind of cleared out. You can see the motion. Everything's kind of getting pulled away to the south. Futurecast still shows us the potential is there, though. So through the afternoon, the clearer the sky gets, the more sunlight gets to the ground, the more likely it is you can see some of these storms capitalize on that energy and maybe try to rebuild. Can't rule it out. Maybe a scattered shower as we go through this afternoon, but they're going to be few and far between. And when the sun goes down, that's it. It's likely we will have seen the last of our April showers. So now we talk about what comes next. I'll see you with the weekend forecast and much warmer temperatures already, Amanda. I'll see you in a bit.
All right, see you soon, Darren. New at noon, President Joe Biden signing an Earth Day executive order to address the effect of climate change on forests. KPIX 5's Ann Makovic has more on how the plan aims to use a multifaceted approach. Ann, tell us more about this.
The order is focusing on reducing the risk of wildfires, fighting global deforestation, and using nature itself to try to decrease pollution. He just wrapped up a speech in Seattle.
Our forests are our planet's lungs. They literally are recycling and cycling CO2 out of the atmosphere. That's what they do.
His executive order authorizes a massive inventory of mature and old-growth forests on federal lands, measuring the threat each area faces from wildfires and climate change. The federal government will also collaborate with the private sector to boost job opportunities in outdoor recreation and in sustainable wood and paper, and develop reforestation targets for the year 2030. And speaking of, here's an example of that in a very small scale, taking a live look in San Jose now, where they are about to start planting a so-called pocket forest. This is in celebration of Earth Day and to encourage the growth of green space throughout the city. As for President Biden's order on wildfires and forests, there is funding for it already included in his infrastructure plan that was signed last year. Amanda.
Thanks, Anna. A recent poll found that climate change is taking its toll on mental health. The Blue Shield of California survey found Gen Z was particularly affected. It found 80% in that group in the state were stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed as a result of following climate change developments. Despite those concerns, the poll also found 86% of that group say they have personally taken action to fight climate change. A San Francisco restaurant is taking the message of Earth Day and passing it along all year. KPIX 5 reporter Justin Andrews shows us how they can feed your mind about the earth.
It's not just a meal. Mission is also being served inside this Nob Hill Cafe. Sarah Brown is the co-owner of Nourish Cafe, a 100% plant-based spot with 2 locations in the city.
We're a business and we're making money, but it's also about being good to the planet and being responsible at how we do that.
Since Nourish opened 7 years ago, people have been drawn to its dedication.
Not only did we want to feed people, we wanted to also, help the environment and be responsible about what we're doing with our business. So all of our takeout packaging is compostable. It's been that way from day one.
With 60% of their business being takeout or delivery, saving the earth is part of Nourish Cafe's philosophy. Healthy foods and a healthy environment. They go through thousands of these sustainable and compostable takeout containers a month from World Centric.
They use sustainable products because as a business, they're mission driven. And so they really want to reduce single-use plastics and ensure that their customers and consumers in general are aware.
So when you eat at Nourish Cafe, you're doing good for yourself and for the planet.
We have customers that come in and immediately recognize that we're using compostable containers. They're happy about that, so we can take pride in that.
Justin Andrews, KPIX 5.
And Justin mentioned it, WorldCentric is a Bay Area company based out of Sonoma County dedicated to reducing waste. It makes the compostable products for Nourish Cafe. New at noon calls to tackle California's homelessness crisis. Oakland's mayor and other East Bay leaders asked the state to boost flexible funds to deal with the issue. The city says it'll have to end some programs that help the homeless unless it gets those dedicated funds. Jen Oakley was homeless for 10 years. She found footing as a former Lake Merritt Community Cabin resident, a homeless shelter in Oakland.
I believe that this funding is necessary because there are many more people out there that are just like me and that just need a little help to find their way back to normal life.
A recent Bay Area Council poll found homelessness was a top issue for local residents. 86% say it has gotten worse in the last few years. Well, one person is dead after a police chase of a stolen car in San Jose. This fatal crash caused the Montague Expressway to shut down in both directions during the morning commute. A Santa Clara County Sheriff's Sergeant spotted a 2014 Honda CR-V that had been stolen in a recent carjacking. When the driver of the Honda did not yield to the sergeant, a pursuit started. It ended shortly after the Honda hit a Toyota sedan at Montague and North 1st Street in San Jose. The adult male driver of the Honda died at the hospital. 3 passengers, 1 adult male and 2 female juveniles, were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, along with the driver of the Toyota. This is the 27th fatal collision and 29th traffic death this year in San Jose. A Fairfield man is dead after trying to drive away after being shot in the stomach. Fairfield police responded to a shooting late Thursday night near Laurel Drive and Manzanita Avenue. Police stopped a 56-year-old man in his car, leaving the scene with a gunshot wound to his abdomen. He was taken to the hospital where he died early this morning, and police say an argument took place there before the shooting. New accusations against Russia, repeated violations of humanitarian law in Ukraine. This comes as possible evidence of war crimes mounts every day. CBS News' Skylar Henry with the latest from Capitol Hill.
New satellite images show what appears to be mass graves in Russian-controlled areas outside of Mariupol. It's the latest evidence of possible war crimes.
We know that the actual numbers are going to be much higher as the horrors inflicted in these areas of intense fighting, such as Mariupol, come to light.
The U.S. Department of Justice has confirmed the U.S. is helping Ukraine's prosecutor general.
They've collected a group of international allies to assist, and so we are helping in the collection of evidence and the preservation of evidence relating to possible war crimes.
Mariupol has been under siege since February 24th. Ukraine says tens of thousands have been killed in the city, with 10,000 more people still trapped there. About 1,000 Ukraine soldiers are making their last stand at a steel manufacturing plant as they battle to hold on to the city.
What we've seen from the people of Mariupol, including those who remain in this facility, is nothing short of bravery. It is nothing short of inspiring.
With Russia now launching a new offensive in eastern Ukraine, the U.S. has sped up the development of a new Ghost drone to be delivered to Ukrainian forces.
This unmanned aerial system is designed for tactical operations. In other words, largely but not exclusively, to attack targets.
Russia has been heavily shelling cities and towns in eastern Ukraine, while their ground forces get in place ahead of what is expected to be a very large battle. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is planning a trip to Europe. He will talk with allies about what more can be done to help Ukraine.